Alright, this video is going to be about your paintbrush. The paintbrush over here in the toolbar is a tool that we don't talk about much and you probably use a lot, but it's not used the way that you think it is. So I'm going to select my paintbrush here and I'm just going to quickly draw a line here for you. And now we can take this line. Now notice that you have anchor points here with this line and they're spread out according to how tightly made the curve is around this line. What you want to do next is, are we going to change this line? Are we going to fix this line? Are we going to add it to anything? So the paintbrush is a versatile tool just in the fact that you can do certain things with it. What you can't do is paint an area with it. So if I wanted to fill in and paintbrush this area in, it's going to take a lot of extra work. I'm going to have to really fill it in here. And so we don't use the paintbrush to paint in an area. Okay, that's just a big no-no. So as you can see here, I'm going to zoom in. You can see here that every time I add a paint line, if I'm going to try to paint in a whole area, it's just adding lines, and we're not using this that way. Okay, so you can see it just made lines, so, or paths to fill in this area. So we're not going to use the paintbrush to paint this way. What we're going to do is use the paintbrush to select an area that we want to draw a line. So you really have to think of the paintbrush as a line tool, and that's really what you want to do when you're creating here, is think of this as a simple line, okay, that we can add other lines to, and then create a shape by closing that off. We can also then do just as we've done in the past, which is we can take these anchor points and we can change them, modify them, swing them around with our swing arms on our anchor points, and we can do other things such as delete anchor points if we need to, just like we do with the other tools. Oops, and I missed there. So you can add or delete anchor points as you need, just as you would any other drawing tool. Okay, we can also fill this. Now that this is a shape, we can fill this with a color, and notice as soon as I select a color, it'll fill in that line. Now I have my shape here, and you can see that I've selected my my stroke tool, my outline. If I want to fill, I can do the same thing, and there we go. You can fill in a shape with a color also. We could even do a gradient and do our gradients just as we normally would with a normal gradient. Okay, so as you can see, we can do many different things with this line tool. Okay, and really that's what the paintbrush is. The nice thing about the paintbrush is you can use different styles on the tip of the paintbrush to give you a different style of line. And so really that's the main point here, is that paintbrush is a drawing tool and it's going to create a line. Okay, and so that's really what we want to be successful with. That's really what we want to work with. Now you'll notice up here across the top of our screen that we have a brush and we have a stroke, thickness, color, and what our last line was filled with. And you'll notice that we have a brush, and so what I want you to do is to experiment with the different types of brushes that we have. And you'll notice as soon as we begin drawing here, you can notice that there's a different style of brush here, and we can select these different styles very nicely, very easily with a different paint nib. So now you can see that it's a much different line than it was just a moment ago, just by changing the style of the brush, or the tip of the brush. So you can get different stroke patterns as you're using this brush. Okay, and you can also continue on with this and create this paintbrush or this shape just by clicking, dragging, and moving your paintbrush tool. Okay, that's pretty much it. That's what I wanted to show you, is the basic techniques with this brush, and I hope that this lesson helped you. If it hasn't helped you, come and see me. I'm more than happy to give you a hand with this. It should be just the basics, okay? Just remember that Illustrator is made to be extremely easy for you. Sometimes it's so easy that we look past how simple it is, and we make it hard for ourselves just because it is so simple. So always think of your drawing in the simplest terms. All right, so good luck, and if you need help, give me a shout out in class. All right.